Welcome back to What Arty Noobs with General Disturbance. I think we've got no engine noise. I think I'm going to have to restart this replay momentarily. That's better. We've got engine noises at last. This is the M12, the Tier 7 American SPG. It's on the northeast spawn of Live Oaks under the command of Squirrlynuts. And the game started, but his gun, well, oh, it's moving at last. Okay, the hull of an M3, but it's a French design gun, and you can normally tell that from the actual breech of the gun that they look a specific way, the French guns, slightly different to some of the other nations. But anyway, has he found his firing position? No, he's actually going to move off to a novel one. That's better. Okay, he's found a firing position and now he's looking for the enemy. He's found a few of them straight off, including an AT7 and a Viz 44-1. I think it's the Viz that's going to get the shell. Rounds out. Nice! That actually went long and actually landed right alongside the Viz 41. He picked up 282 hit points from that shot. It's a 155mm howitzer capable of 700 alpha, and he's only carrying standard HE. There you go, 39mm of penetration. It's going straight for the Viz 44-1 again. Rounds out. Oh yes, an excellent shot. 188, and the Viz is killed with the next shot that comes in. In fact, it was the AMX 1357 who got the kill with his 57mm gun. A little light scout managed to get the kill thanks to Squirrlynuts and his Arty. Okay, AMX M449 with a take, fires around in that direction, but he couldn't see the target, and we're not getting any record of any damage. They only manufactured 100 of these Artys. It was really a bit of a stopgap because you see, the war had started and the Americans needed some self-propelled guns to actually assist their army, and the easiest one they thought that they could build would be using an M3 hull, which was readily available and on the production lines, and they thought if they married that with a French gun from the First World War, because that's exactly where the design came from. It's a French First World War gun, but a very accurate one and very good. And so they put those together and made 100. They made 60 in the first year. Was it 40 in the first year and 60 in the second? I think it was 40 in the first year and 60 in the second. But not all of them actually saw service in Europe, but they were in use and they were very effective. They used them specifically to knock down bunkers and any fortifications the Germans had built. And yes, it was very useful because it was particularly powerful. 155mm howitzer. Oh, he didn't get the kill there. That's unfortunate. He was trying to fire into that bridge area, and of course the problem there is that those shots on the bridge can actually be difficult to get the shot through. They act as kind of a blocking, or just, well, basically an obstruction or a bit of cover. Now there is an enemy tank you could see there, TNH. Did he get the kill? No, again, not getting anything. I can see that Squirrlynuts like scrolling out. It'd be much better off, just all you have to do is hold down the control key and then move your mouse over the counter, or the cursor as it appears, over the minimap onto the spot where you want to look, and then you click on the right hand mouse button and the view takes you there straight away. It's much more effective than scrolling out every time. Well, Tiger P's gone down. He did get some damage assist there because he actually tracked the Tiger P, and then he was taken out immediately afterwards. We can't see the enemy at the moment, but they have managed to get out of the gap, so they're over the rise and they are attacking our teammates. And in fact, actually, although Squirrlynuts fires that round in, we've lost all the teammates who were in that area, and that's why he's actually now trying to escape and running straight through the buildings to do so. He needs to get over to the city, because we've only got one teammate nearby, and that's the Lorraine 40-ton tank. He does have that 4-shot autoloader, and he's facing a Skoda T56, unfortunately. Yeah, and he's just fired one of those, or two of those rounds in on the Lorraine, and taken away quite a few of his hit points. So yeah, squirrlynuts is doing the right thing. He's retreating to enable him to continue fighting in the game. If he stuck around where he was at the station, the railway station, he would get wiped out fairly quickly. So by doing what he's doing, he's preserving his ability to continue the fight. A lot of Arty players, they don't propel themselves, and that's why they end up getting killed early. And then they wonder why their teammates didn't protect them. And it's actually normally, you know, the job of the Arty to protect yourself sometimes by running away. The better part of valor. Well, that Skoda has disappeared. We can't see him, and the Lorraine's still there, but he's hiding behind the water tower up at the far end of the railway station. And we just can't see anything. Well, we've got the city. That belongs to us now, and some of our guys are now starting to move back, or at least hoping to be able to defend the cap area. Okay, Skoda T56. Squirrlynuts is dialing in. He's got a solution. Go for it. Oh, he changes his aim. Fires around in. Stuns the Skoda. He didn't get it close enough to get some splash damage on him. The splash radius is 7.2 meters. And the Skoda goes down. So he did pick up some stun assist. Okay, looking to the south. There's only 4 enemies remaining. There's 2 of them. The T-44-100 just killed our Super Hellcat. And now we're going for the GW Panther. He's dialing in. Ready to go. Rounds out. This should be a kill. It is.
Enemy armor is destroyed.
Nice one. Okay, so that means there's only 3 enemies remaining. 2 of which were seen near the railway gap. And 1, of course, the T-44-100 back at their cap area. The only tank who's actually headed towards the enemy cap was the T-29, but he stopped. And the Lorraine is now back in a position where he can actually start engaging the enemy. And I think he's going to have the support of the Borsig as well as Squirrlynuts. Just need to have sight of the enemy in order to hit them. Kind of get the feeling that the TNH-105-1000 and the LIS, the CS-52, have probably returned to their own cap area to prevent us from winning. The other teammates are saying who has high HP. I think they're trying to decide who actually is going to be going back and trying to seize the cap area and work out where everyone is. The Skoda is now moving towards the enemy cap as fast as he can. In fact, he looks like he's going to go down to the dip. And Squirrlynuts is now aiming in that direction and just behind the cap area, because that's probably where the enemy tanks are going to be holed up, trying to defend their cap. They'll be amongst the trees and near the buildings. The Skoda's just coming up out of the dip now. That's when I expect the enemy to start firing at him. Well, it sounds like there's fire underway. We're not seeing any tracers, so I'm not sure that this is where they are. Squirrlynuts probably needs to have a quick look around, see if he can spot anything, any tracer moving about. The Borsig has managed to come the other side of the gap on the railway line now, and he's not found any of the enemy. And the Lorraine 40-ton is following up behind, racing to catch up with him. Looks like all of the enemy tanks are in that corner. And I think the Borsig is probably about to discover where one of the enemy is, because we've got a set of railway lines here, and if the enemy is smart, they will have somebody to stop any tanks coming up the railway line getting behind them. Oh, it's the Liss. It was the Liss who did. And he's very low on hit points. But so's our team, actually. Because if you look at it, we've got about the same number of hit points as they did. Or we did have, rather. Oh! And that shell comes in very late and actually hits the Borsig, or would have hit the Borsig. And they did have somebody defending from the other side of the bridge, and that was the TNH. So the two tanks who actually did go up the railway line were trying to protect the railway line from being a route in. And the T-44-100 has now been discovered. Rounds out on the TNH. Bit late. Yeah, it's a long flight time for the shell. It's 2.5 seconds. You need to take that into account. You're right, the other side of the map. You need to give enough lead on the target so that the shell can get there. I mean, it does look spectacular when you're actually in the other side of the battlefield or somewhere on the map and you can see those shells arcing through the sky. You get to understand why it takes so long for the shells to get there. It's a long distance that they've got to travel. The TNH is held up in the courtyard, but the Borsig is nearby and so is the Lorraine. And the T-44-100, he's just outside in the tree area. And squirrlynuts fires his last, or one round in. He's only got 6 rounds left. He's now moving from the city, getting closer to the enemy. We just lost our Lorraine 40-ton. He must have taken a bit of a pounding from that Skoda. No, can squirrlynuts get a kill? He only needs to splash that T-44-100 to kill him. And there's the Borsig. I think he's going to try and kill the Borsig, that T-44-100. Rounds out. Will he get the kill? Oh, yes! Great kill. The guy changed direction and he walked right into the shell that squirrlynuts had fired in. So that's helped the team a great deal, but now we've got the TNH trying to kill the Borsig. That's the last tank on our team. Squirrlynuts is dialing in. There we go. Rounds out. Fires the round in. Oh, we got him! He won the game with his last shot. He got him. The Borsig got killed, but the TNH was wiped out immediately afterwards. Well, Arty saves the day and squirrlynuts wins the game for his teammates by getting that last shot in right at the end to kill the TNH. And, well, that's a nice little win. You got a first-class tanker from that game, a bruise the middle for getting at least 5 critical hits. He managed to get 11, but I'm afraid he didn't get any other medals from that one. We can see that on the team score, he was a little way down the table. The highest damage in the game was the T-44-100 that he killed. He got 3,782 hit points, so very well done to him. The second highest damage was our Borsig with 2,972, and the third highest damage was the CS52 Liss with 2,912 hit points. When it came to kills, it was actually the TNH 105-1000 and the T-44-100. Both got 4 kills apiece. And 3 kills went to the CS52 Liss and squirrlynuts. And when it came to base XP, it was the AMX 1357 who did best. He got 1,253. I think that's because he did spotting. Yes, he did. 2,063 hit points worth. Squirrlynuts got 948. He did get some stun assists in this game, and 880 went to the Borsig. Squirrlynuts fired 16 rounds in the game, got 3 direct hits and no penetrations on the enemy, but 15 splash. Damage 1,460 hit points, all of it at more than 300 meters. Damaged 8 of the enemy, kills 3, did 27 hit points of damage assistance, plus 518 hit points of stun assist off 11 stuns. On a premium count, he earned 20,331 credits, got 50,000 credits from personal mission payout. I think that's the first win of the day. And after ammunition resupply, took away 62,577 credits altogether. 948 XP, times 2 for the first victory, took away 2,844 experience points altogether. So it just goes to show, as he says, Arty's not dead. Last 2 kills for the win. If he hadn't have moved to the city to protect his ability to continue to fight, he wouldn't have been there when he was needed to take out that TNH just after he killed the Borsig. So it just goes to show Arty can be influential in a battle. It can win a game for your team. And therefore, if you keep attacking Arty, or even if you troll Arty, you're just effectively destroying any chances you're going to win your own game. And in this particular case, squirrlynuts did a fine job in his M12. He didn't get a huge amount of damage. He just got a comfortable amount of damage, but he got the kills that mattered. The two last ones in the game, that T44-100, which was the high scorer in the game, and the TNH-105-1000. So well done to squirrlynuts. If you enjoyed that replay, please give this video a like. Do subscribe to our channel. Leave a little comment down below because it feeds the algorithm. And please do let other people know that we have this channel and that we have a second channel called The General where you can watch replays without any commentary to spoil it whatsoever. They're normally great games with pulls, medals and corner ban-offs and well worth watching. Thanks for watching this video.